Good evening, good evening, good evening. I welcome all of you to this session on customs. And yes, in customs, we are going to discuss valuation, some basics of customs, as well as types of duties. I hope all of you are with me and we will start our discussion. Quickly, once say yes in the chat window so that we can, with full Josh, start our discussion on customs. Yes, very good, very good. Let's start. Darshan, import of goods into India and export of goods outside India will be chargeable to customs duty. Yes. So this is the nothing but taxable event in customs. Okay. Now, when I talk about import of goods in India and export of goods outside India, then in case of imports, Shraddha, when goods are imported, two things can happen. One, the goods can be directly cleared for home consumption. Matlab means what? Goods have been brought into India and taken directly for home consumption. One, or second, first they are reaching the port and obviously from there taken to warehouse and from warehouse taken for home consumption. So see, I have written two routes here. One is goods are directly cleared for home consumption, and second is goods are first cleared to warehouse and from warehouse they are taken for home consumption. Is it clear to all of you? First path, they come to the port, from port take for home consumption directly. Second path, they reach the port, from port take it in the warehouse and then from warehouse take it for home consumption. Agreed? Why are we discussing these two things? As on which date will you take the rate of duty? Means, as on which date will you consider that import has happened, import has taken place. So when we are talking about goods directly cleared for home consumption, okay, Darshan's factory is in Bangalore, his goods are reaching India via Chennai's port. Agreed? So what he will check, he will check when he is presenting the bill of entry or when exactly is entry inwards of vessel or arrival of aircraft or vehicle by goods or arrival of that vehicle, okay, by which goods are imported. Of these two dates, he will take whichever is later, and as on that date will be checked the percentage of basic customs duty. Got the point? What happened is on 29th September he filed bill of entry and the goods actually reached Chennai port on 4th October. Now which date matters for deciding the rate of duty? For deciding the rate of duty, very good, 4th October matters, being the later one. And since friends this is revision batch, let me tell you that as on date of presentation of bill of entry you will take the rate of exchange. Yes, आपको rate of exchange लेना है as on date of presentation of bill of entry. Okay, why one needs to consider rate of exchange? So that they can find out assessable value. Which rate of exchange is to be taken by Harshada? They will ask you in executive level. The rate of exchange as notified by Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Very good, Astha. Yes, the rate of exchange as notified by CBIC. Perfect. Did you understand all the points what I told you till this? Very good. Then goods are cleared from a warehouse means first taken to warehouse and then from warehouse taken for home consumption. As on which date will you take rate of duty? You will take rate of duty as on the date when goods are cleared from warehouse, means as on date of filing of Chaitanya ex bond bill of entry. The name of that document is ex bond bill of entry for home consumption. Very good, Ketki. Got the point? But mind you, the rate of exchange is same date of presentation of bill of entry, first bill of entry. So what happened? Goods reached port on today's date and you have filed into bond bill of entry for warehousing today, and then you cleared the goods on 31st December for home consumption. Rate of duty will be taken as on 31st December, but rate of exchange will be taken as on today. Did you understand? जो फर्स्ट बिल ऑफ एंट्री है ना, मतलब वेयर हाउसिंग के लिए दो बिल ऑफ एंट्रीज आएंगी. फॉर वेयर हाउसिंग देयर विल बी टू बिल ऑफ एंट्री. वन विल बी इनटू बॉन्ड. Nishigandha, why it is called into bond? It is called as into bond because you are entering into a warehousing bond and storing the goods in warehouse. That's why it is called as into bond. There is a triple duty bond. Do you remember? Even though we are calling this session as for customs valuation and types of duties, we are trying to recollect many important concepts. Yes, so that is called as triple duty bond. So the date when this triple duty bond is entered into and the goods are kept in warehouse is the date when you execute or when you do into bond bill of entry, and as on that date you will take rate of exchange. And when you file ex bond bill of entry for home consumption while clearing the goods from warehouse, as on that date you will take the rate of duty. So is this clear to all of you? Wonderful, wonderful. So that was one of the most important thing I wanted to tell you. In case of exports, Purushottam, in case of exports, as on which date will you take rate of duty? So you will take rate of duty when let go order is given by proper officer. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you. When shipping bill is being presented, as on that day you will take rate of exchange, again as notified by CBIC. Okay, chalo. So here I have told you about rate of exchange, so which I already discussed with you. Solution 1, page 1. Go to page 1's question and let's try to solve it. Okay, it would be visible to you. If not, you can download at your end and check. I'll read the question, you pay attention. Impex imported some consignment of goods on 1st June. Bill of entry for warehousing of goods was presented on 5th June and the materials were warehoused. Very good. The materials are kept in the godown, warehouse, customs bonded warehouse. The goods were subject to duty at 50% ad valorem. Ad valorem means on the value. In the meantime, on 1st July 2018, an exemption notification was issued reducing the customs duty at 30% ad valorem. Means 50 की अब हो गई है 30%. 50 has now become 30%, and now importer filed bill of entry for home consumption on 1st August 2018 claiming duty at 30%. So importer is absolutely correct in this case, isn't it? because when he's filing ex bond bill of entry for home consumption, rate of import duty has gone down, so applicable will be 30%, but customs department want to charge at 50%. Who is correct? So who is correct in this case? Obviously, tell me in the chat window who is correct in this case and what's the rate of duty applicable. Yes, I'm waiting for your answers in the chat window. Who is correct in this case and what's the rate of duty applicable? So friends, you have answered me. I'm just, yes, importer is correct and rate of duty will be 30%. Wonderful, wonderful. Whether the rate of exchange on 1/8/2018 could be adopted? Obviously no. You need the rate of exchange as on date of presentation of bill of entry. Bill of entry means original first bill of entry. What is that? What is that? That is, yes, as on 5th June 2018. Agreed? Shall we go ahead? Did you all understand what I'm trying to tell you? Chaitanya ji, समझ में आया? All of you understood? Yes, no? Quickly in the chat window, let me know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Very good. As we go ahead, you will be seeing more and more questions. Let's go ahead. Go to page 11. Question number 8. Yes. See this question, okay? It's about export duty payable. Okay. Pyramid Expo Limited has exported some goods by air. They have exported, okay? FOB price of the goods exported is $50,000. So directly in exports, this FOB price becomes assessable value. But only thing is, Ketki, it is in dollars. We have to convert in terms of rupees. So check on which date is shipping bill presented. The shipping bill was presented electronically on 7th March 2019. So what you do now is, as on 7th March 2019, you take the rate of exchange. That should immediately click to you. So what's the rate of exchange on 7th March 2019? It will be given somewhere. Yes, the rate of exchange notified by CBIC on 7th March 19 and 19th April 19 are 65 and 64 respectively. So yes, you will take 65. So take 65 into 50,000. That becomes your assessable value. So what is the assessable value? Tell me in the chat window. Yes, 32,50,000. Very good. Now see what happens. And let export order passed by proper officer on 19th April. So as on 19th April, you should take the rate of duty. So what's the rate of duty on 19th April? Presentation of shipping bill. No, Prachi ji, rate of duty lena hai. Rate of duty as on 19th April. So what's the rate of duty on 19th April? It is 10%. Calculate on 32,50,000 at 10%. And mind you, you don't have to apply any social welfare surcharge. This is the final answer, 3,25,000. And good news is, Institute keeps on asking you such questions of export duty calculation. So keep this in mind. Okay, this is also question taken from one of the exam only. Okay, got it? Shall we go ahead? Can you do 12th question on page 15? Can you help me with 12th question on page 15? See, this is CA final question of 5 marks. And yes, they do ask you such questions in the exam. FOB value of goods is $1 lakh. Okay. And question is given here, compute export duty from the following data. So directly FOB becomes assessable value. So it's $1 lakh. Shipping bill is presented electronically on 26th Feb for export on 4th March. So 26th Feb is important. As on 26th Feb, you find out a rate of exchange. I hope Prachi it's clear. It is 55. So 55 into 1 lakh. Is it 55 lakhs? 55 lakh becomes your assessable value. Now, proper officer passed order permitting clearance and loading of goods, means that is done on 4th March. So as on 4th March, Shraddha, take the rate of duty. So what's the rate of duty? It is 8%. So final answer is going to be 4,40,000. Check. So simple. आ गया कॉन्फिडेंस इस चीज में? बहुत ही सिंपल है. देखो, आर यू क्लियर विथ ऑल दीज इश्यूज? गुड, very good. So export duty calculation is straightforward, and I hope you have understood it very well. Now what I want to tell you next is, you know, a basic format for computation of customs duty payable. Nishigandha, very basic format, where basic customs duties, IGST and SWS. What is SWS? Social welfare surcharge. What is the rate of social welfare surcharge? Social welfare surcharge is at 10%. Yes, 10% of basic customs duty. Very good, Anup. So a very basic format, that when all these duties come together, what will be the sequence and how will you calculate final total customs duties payable? So first of all, what you will keep in mind is assessable value of imported goods. On that you will charge basic customs duty. On the basic customs duty you will charge social welfare surcharge at 10% of basic customs duty. Then you will get assessable value for levy of IGST, and on that you will charge IGST, right? IGST is also additional customs duty. Yes, that you will charge, and if at all there is a compensation cess, that also will be chargeable on assessable value for levy of IGST. Now friends, when you take total of assessable value plus basic customs duties plus SWS plus IGST, what you finally get is called as total cost of imported goods. Agreed? And when you just from that total cost of imported goods you minus assessable value, you get customs duties payable. Or customs duties payable is basic custom duty plus SWS plus, very good, IGST. Agreed? So this is very basic format of calculation, and yes, in exam they can ask you question on such things. So check Page 2, question 2. All calcs are ready, I hope. यस सर, ओके. करते थोड़ा टारगेट जल्दी खत्म करने का, आपको डिस्काउंट देने का टारगेट करते हैं. लेट्स सी, बट उससे अच्छा आपको बेस्ट समझ में आना चाहिए, दैट्स वेरी क्रिटिकल. चेक. Compute duty payable under Customs Act for an imported equipment based on following information. Assessable value is given in dollars. It's 10,100. तो आपको ऑफकोर्स ये रिवीजन बैच है, तो आपको बेसिक पता है कि असेसेबल वैल्यू इन केस ऑफ इंपोर्ट्स इज नथिंग बट CIF वैल्यू. याद है ना केतकी जी? असेसेबल वैल्यू इज CIF वैल्यू, so that would be 10,100. Now what you do is, date of bill of entry is 21/4 and date of entry inwards of vessel is 18/4. First of all, this 10,100 we have to convert in rupees. To convert this in rupees, you will apply rate of exchange as notified by CBIC as on date of presentation of bill of entry. So what's that? That is 65. Wonderful. So now what you do is 10,100 into 65. That will give you assessable value. 6,56,500. Check. That's your assessable value. Now friends, what you do is you calculate rate of duty. Rate of duty will be as on date of bill of entry or entry inwards, whichever is later. So later is date of bill of entry, so it's going to be 20%. So you calculate on 6,56,500 at 20%. What is that? 1,31,300. Then friends, there is compulsory computation of SWS at 10% of 131,300. That gives you 13,130. Agreed? Then friends, take total of assessable value plus BCD plus SWS. On that, calculate IGST. It's given that IGST is at 15%. It's bit odd, but it is at 15%. So calculate at 15% IGST. It will be 15% of that value which we have calculated. Now you will get cost of imported goods, and now you can get total customs duties payable. Check whether you are getting total customs duties payable as 2,64,570. क्या ये सबको क्लियर हो गया? इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू? yes, no? yes, wonderful. Building confidence slowly steadily. जो नीचे गया है कस्टम्स आपके दिमाग में, whatever customs, now you will get lot of motivation to at least start with customs and do this 5 marks issue. Or if you already started, you will of course get, yes, you will of course get a lot of confidence. Good. Let's go ahead. We are going to see anti-dumping duty. Before that, let's do some common things. Valuation. Before going to anti-dumping duty, let's do valuation. Do we know that it all starts from FOB price? Yes. It all starts from free on board price. You know, at exporter's port, free on board price means what? It is without transport and insurance. When you add in that transport and insurance, what do you get? You get CIF, cost including insurance and freight, or you can say cost, insurance, freight. Simple. So that CIF itself is assessable value. It is so simple. Let's modify few things in that. What we have to modify? Chaitanya, instead of directly telling you FOB, I can tell you that person in UK has a cost of goods at his factory of £1,000, but he transported the goods from his factory to UK's port at so and so price. So you know you'll have to add this to get FOB, because FOB is that price where goods are ready to start their journey to India, because we are talking about import, na? When they are ready at the foreign port to start their journey to India, that is called as FOB price. So till that exporter's port, whatever cost is incurred, that will form part of FOB. Got it? UK's person has a factory somewhere and he is quoting £1,000 at his factory, but £200 are required to get the goods to the port of UK. So now FOB is not 1000. What is FOB? FOB is 1200. Agreed? Yes or no? Yes, it is FOB price, free on board price. Now friends, what you have to do is you have to add transport cost and insurance. Okay, can you recollect that transport? There are two possibilities. What two possibilities? It could be known or it could be not known. If not known, straightforward, take 20% of FOB. If known, there are two possibilities. Transport is through air and transport is through any other mean. If transport is through air, then you take actual, but compare it with 20% of FOB, and whichever is less. In short, how you will keep in mind, when transport is by air, government gives you facility of not exceeding 20% of FOB. But when transport is by any other means, you have to take actual directly. And what about insurance? When it is known, you have to take actual. When not known, there is one awkward percentage. Yes, 1.125% of FOB. I am sure you know it. It's a typo. 1.125% of FOB. Yes, agreed? All of you got it? Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. So I have done one small format here. One more thing you will have in that format, 10(1) adjustment you have to calculate, add while getting FOB as per ICAI norms. What is 10(1)? You know, 10(1) is something which is supplied free of cost by importer to exporter, or commission, but other than buying commission. All these things you will add to the given FOB for getting FOB as per customs, and then you will start doing adjustment of transport and insurance, and you will get CIF. Friends, CIF itself will be assessable value. You know how to convert CIF in rupees. I should not tell you again. Then you will calculate BCD, SWS, You will get AV for the levy of IGST. You will levy IGST. You will get total cost of imported goods, and accordingly you can find out total customs duties payable. सही है? सबको समझ में आ गया? Did you all understand? Yes. देखते हैं some questions so that you get confidence. Go to question number 1, page 6. Page 6, question 1. देख लो, आप देख सकते हो ना, सीए फाइनल में पूछा है. इट वाज आस्क्ड इन सीए फाइनल. Very nice question, very much probable question. T Limited imported some goods from LMP Inc. of US by air. You are required to compute value for purpose of customs duty. Means you have to calculate accessible value. Agreed na, Chaitanya? You have to calculate accessible value for levy of customs from the following particulars. CIF value is given at $6,000. Mind you, this is CIF directly. Directly, I can convert this in rupees. Means accessible value is given. But whole problem is freight is given. And how is the transport, Shraddha? How is the transport? Transport is by air. So can you be satisfied with the CIF which they have calculated? You should not be satisfied with CIF which they have calculated, because that CIF has air transport, and that air transport could be outside the limits. What is the limit? Government has set a nice limit, that actual or 20% of FOB, whichever is less. But उन्होंने तो मुझे directly CIF दिया है. They have given me directly CIF. So I have to go down and first check what will be FOB. So what you do is 6,000 CIF. देखो FOB plus air, FOB plus transport plus insurance is CIF. तो क्या मैं उल्टा जा सकता हूँ? Can I go reverse and from CIF find FOB? Shraddha, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. They have given me 3. And they are giving me 2 as a figure. So can I do 3 minus 2 is equal to 1? Yes. So can I do 6,000 minus 2,000 minus 700? So that will be 3,300. What will be 3,300? 3,300, Prachi, very good, Ketki, very good, will be FOB. So now, can you calculate transport cost? 3,300 into 20% is 660. So your transport cost will be 2,000 or 660. Whichever is lower. So obviously 660. Now take on your calci 3,300 plus 660 plus insurance actual 700. And now friends, tell me what is your CIF as per customs. CIF as per customs is 4660 dollars. Please convert it in rupees. How will you convert in rupees? By applying rate of exchange notified by CBIC. What's the rate of exchange notified by CBIC? 45.5. So apply that and tell me what is your final answer. Yes, very good. The final answer is rupees. Let's check. 2,12,030. Agreed? Did you all understand? Yes, no? Very good, very good. वंडरफुल. बस समझ में आना चाहिए आपको. दैट इज वेरी गुड. गो टू सेकंड क्वेश्चन. कुछ नया होगा सेकंड क्वेश्चन में. यू टेल मी व्हाट इज न्यू इन सेकंड क्वेश्चन. ये भी सीए फाइनल का क्वेश्चन है. बहुत बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है. इट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. कंप्यूट accessible value of machine imported by Messrs E India Private Limited. FOB price is given. FOB is given. Huh? In last question CIF was given. This question FOB is given. Air freight is given. Insurance for transit of machine is not ascertainable. So you know you will take 1.125% of FOB. Cost of development work in India, this will not be taken because this is after importation you are doing this expense. So post importation expenses are neglected. Local agents commission, yes, include it, assuming that it is other than buying commission. Getting it? Local agents commission means what happens, you know, for the person from whom you are purchasing, for him you have paid in India, so value increases to that extent. So it is other than buying commission. Buying means you would have paid for yourself, so don't include. So it is not buying here, that's why we are including it. Cost of local transport, neglect. Now friends, this 10,000 is adjustment of Chaitanya 10.1. So 10.1 adjustment should be done to get FOB as per customs. So what you will do is, what's the rate of exchange? 45. So problem here is, Prachi, Sushmita, problem here is FOB price of machine is in dollars, but local agents commission is in rupees, and you have to add both of them. So you will convert this dollars in rupees. So take on your calci 10,000 into 45. Check 10,000 into 45, 4,50,000. Then do adjustment of 10.1, rupees 10,000. Then you get 4,60,000. Friends, what is 4,60,000? Very good, Ketki. It is FOB, but FOB as per customs. Agreed? Now you calculate 20% of this. What is 20% of this? 4,60,000 into 20%. Is it, friends, 92,000? Yes. Now you also convert 2,500 in rupees term. 2,500 into 45. What is 2,500 into 45? Yes, 1,12,500. What will you like to take? Will you will like to take means what you should take? Whichever is lower means you should take 92,000. Now what you do is 4,60,000 into 1.125%. Into 1.125% will be your insurance. So what's your insurance? 5,175. Take on your calci 4,60,000 plus 92,000 plus 5,175. Now may I know what is the assessable value? This what you get will be CIF. That CIF itself will be assessable value. Wonderful, wonderful. So got the confidence? How to do adjustment of 10, 1? Yes or no? Sure? थोड़ा स्माइलीज के साथ बताओ. नहीं नहीं, यहाँ चैट विंडो में स्माइलीज के साथ बताओ, ऐसे बोलो. गुड, वेरी गुड. थोड़ा वंडरफुल. यस, गुड गुड गुड. चलो, let's go ahead. I hope you have understood all these things. So you can keep on solving such questions. If there is something which should form part of FOB, you please take it. Like in this next question, we have taken design and development charges. Okay, keep on taking it in the FOB itself. Okay, like in next question, next to next question means fourth question, we have taken design and development charges paid in England as well as commission paid to local agent in India, and then got FOB as per customs. So whatever such adjustments you have to do it while getting FOB as per customs. Getting it? They will form part of FOB. And after getting that FOB, you do transport and insurance. Fix hoga dimag mein? Same thing we have done in next question. Engineering designing charges we have taken. License fees we have taken. Got the subtotal, converted in rupees, and then took something which was in rupees, and all together got us FOB as per customs. तो FOB as per customs में सब कुछ लोड होना चाहिए. All should be loaded in FOB as per customs except post importation transport charges, and except buying commission, and except any other post importation charges. Wonderful, wonderful. समझ में आया ना? Very good. Ninth question, देख लो ninth question, page 12 पे. What is ninth question on page 12? Check. Can you see this Niketan's question? Niketan Industries Limited, New Delhi, imported certain machine by sea from Japan. Okay. From following particulars, work out assessable value of machine and customs duties payable. CIF value is given directly. So don't you think CIF value itself will be your final answer of assessable value? Okay. Freight incurred from port of entry to inland container depot. Neglect. Literally neglect. Unloading and handling charges. Neglect. They are at the port of importation. Design charges paid to consultation firm in Mumbai. Neglect. So directly your assessable value is this. Yes, all are post importation charges, so neglect. Now calculate basic customs duty on that. Basic customs duty will be 10%. Never forget SWS. You will get assessable value for levy of IGST. Charge IGST at given percentage. You will get cost of imported goods, and then take total of basic customs duties, SWS and IGST. You will get total customs duties payable. Agreed? Very good. So I think you will be able to handle these questions. Yes or no? कुछ नहीं. What changes is figures, otherwise everything remains same. ये एक बहुत ही बढ़िया क्वेश्चन था. This was one very good question. See if we can handle it. Assessable value of imported goods is 10 lakhs. What is given, Darshan? Assessable value is given. Basic custom duty is 10%. IGST is 12%. Okay. Compensation cess is 15%. You have to compute total customs duty and cost of imported goods. So 10 lakhs. Can we start with 10 lakhs? Basic custom duty will be 1 lakh because it is 10%. Compulsorily there will be SWS 10,000. 11 lakh 10,000 will become assessable value for levy of IGST. On that, calculate IGST. And there is a cess also. Calculate cess also. Cess C is calculated at 15% of 11 lakh 10,000. Check. Now you get cost of imported goods. That cost of imported goods is 14 lakh 9,700. So of course you get total customs duties payable. Chaitanya, is it clear? Very simple basic calculation, but very favorite question of examiner. Now one more question, bit not a traditional question, but a very nice one asked once in exam. They are asking you to calculate FOB value, cost of insurance, cost of freight, and assessable value. What is given to you is CIF value. Very simple. Directly CIF value is given. You all know CIF value itself is assessable value. So can you please calculate CIF value, that is assessable value, in rupees term? Exchange rate notified by RBI and CBIC is 50 and 48. So which one will you take? You will take 48. So do 5,000 into 48. You must be getting 2,40,000. Yes. Now what you do is very simple. 2,40,000 becomes your CIF slash assessable value. How have you reached that 2,40,000? How have you reached that 2,40,000? If you assume FOB to be 100, then your transport will be 20% of FOB, and insurance will be 1.125. So can I say 121.125 will be your FOB? So can I say 2,40,000 is equal to 121.125? So 100 is what? Check 100 is what? So that 100 which you get will be your FOB value. Once you get FOB value, obviously you can calculate transport and insurance. Yes or no? And you can tally the answer. Is it clear to all of you? So could be asked at executive level also, and of course already asked at final level, but still again it could be asked. Agreed, all of you? Wonderful, wonderful. Well done. Can we go ahead? Yes. One very simple rule is that you know that when transport is not given or not known, you know it is to be taken at 20% of FOB, And when insurance is not given, it is to be taken at, of course, 1.125% of FOB. But friends, sometimes what happens, transport is not given and even FOB is not given. But FOB plus insurance is known. In that case, you have to compromise and take transport as 20% of FOB plus insurance. Only, see, Darshan, only FOB is not given, but FOB plus insurance is known and transport is not known. Now you will take transport as 20% of FOB plus insurance. And another case is that insurance is not known, FOB is also not known, but FOB plus transport is known. Now what you will do? You will take insurance as 1.125% of FOB plus transport. Clear? That I have given you here. Shall we go ahead? Did you all get it? All of you? Yes, very good. ये सब कुछ, all this will again be done in CS Professional Revision Batch, 24th November to 1st December. This and much more. You know, baggage, warehousing, duty drawback, everything will be done. And one question we will solve also. Okay, in that batch. So this is like pre-revision. Okay, chalo. This is just festival we are celebrating, so that you again get in the flow of that things. Yes, and I hope that till now you have got in the flow of things. Day 1 we did valuation of GST. Day 2 we did ITC. Day 3 we did place of supply. Today is day 4. We are doing valuation under customs and types of duties. And already you understood so many things. Now, I'll just sip some water. And then we have to start with valuation rules here in customs. मजा आ रहा है ना आपको? That's important. How many of you afterward study? Afterward study means whatever discussion we have in this batch, after that you go and study. पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट चाहिए. You try, but it's not that effective. Why? Find out the reason why it is not effective. Do SWOT analysis, na? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. What exactly am I lacking? Just check that and start doing it. And don't be dishonest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Okay, that this I am not getting. Practice it. Read it. If it's theory, read it. If it sums, practice it. There is no partnership while clearing the exam. Yes, you prefer it doing in the morning. Okay, good. Chalo, let's go ahead. In this rules of import, okay. You want 6 o'clock batch also. Let's see what all can be done. Let's see. First, let's focus on this batch. Then I have to take one batch special for CS executive, one special for CS professional. Okay, let's see. So that batch, let's see what can be done. Now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to literally follow this same sequence. When you have to follow this sequence, when you cannot trust on that transaction value, when there is no transaction value, or when there is a relation between importer and exporter, in short, you cannot trust that transaction value, in that case valuation will be done according to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, literally in this sequence. You are getting the point. First you will try 4. If 4 is not becoming applicable, you will go to 5. If that is not becoming applicable, then rule number 6 says you can follow 8 before 7. In short, sequence could be like this: 4, 5, 8, 7. That could be the sequence thanks to 6. 6 is saying apply 8 before 7 if information of 8 is available. In this, what I've observed is institutes have asked, why I'm using the word institutes, CMA Institute, CA Institute, CS Institute, they have asked question on 4 and 5 till now. Okay, so what happens? Goods are imported, but there is no value in that because it's a gift consignment, or they are imported from a relative. Yes, so in that case I am not finding the assessable value, so I will take transaction value of identical goods as assessable value. But if identical goods are not available, then I will go for similar goods. My more interest is in identical goods. See friends, like we have done open market value and then value of goods, similar goods, it's something comparable to that. First you go for identical goods. If that is not possible, similar goods. What is better? Identical goods. If that is not available, then similar goods. Agreed? And principle of 4 and 5 of valuation is same. Principle is same means, you will see now in the question why I am saying principle is same. And then friends, if 4, 5 is not available, or other identical goods are not available, similar goods are not available, then what you do is you go for computed value. If that is also not available, deductive value. Computed value means what? Computed value means what? Exporter is selling you the goods, so exporter's cost plus exporter's profit will be FOB. From that FOB, find out CIF. That CIF will be the assessable value. That is computed. And deductive means what? Deductive means the goods which I am importing, I don't know its value, but similar goods I am selling in India to end consumers. Yes or no? From those similar goods final price, if I minus my profit, if I minus import duties, what will I get? I will get assessable value. So that's how it is to be done. See, for example, go to question number 11, page 14. Go to page 14, question 11. You will understand how to apply principle of rule 4 and rule 5. Okay, see, read it. Malaysian company donated 1000 metric tons of palm oil to charitable trust in India for free distribution to poor and needy citizens. The trust in India had to meet the expenditure towards freight and insurance only, which came to $20 per metric ton. Means, friends, the charitable trust in India did not pay any amount towards palm oil. They paid some nominal amount. Okay. Customs department found that at or about same time of importation of this consignment, there were following imports of palm oil of Malaysian origin into India. A. 500 metric tons, B. 900 metric tons, C. 780 metric tons. Now friends, what you have to do is, you have to select which is reasonably in same quantity. So Darshan, you don't have to go and select which is most near. It's nothing like that. You have to just select reasonably same quantity. So you may select all also. You might feel 500 is also okay, 900 is also okay, 780 is also okay, compared with 1000. Now, but all have got different prices, right? So which price will you apply? So they say they are in your favor. They say apply that price which is lowest. So which is lowest price? Lowest price is 300. Apply $300 per metric ton. So 1000 metric tons into $300 per metric ton becomes your CIF value. Check. So I have given you detailed explanation here. Check. And then you convert it in rupees. Agreed? And then you get basic customs duty. That's very simple. Next process is simple. Getting this was important. If Nishigandha identical goods were not available, what will you do? You will go to, yes, similar goods. And if this information was of similar goods, still same principle would be applicable. The rule number would be 5, but principle would remain absolutely same. Is it clear to all of you? Wonderful. Well done. I have given a note also on that. So I will now tell you deductive method and computed method. Deductive method is rule 7 and computed value method is rule 8. Okay. What do you have to do in 7? Check with the example. Read the question. क्या हुआ है? What has happened? That XYZ imported goods declaring transaction value of 1000 per unit. Important point is it was rejected. 1000 हो गई reject. Rule 4 and 5 of customs valuation rules are found inapplicable as no similar or identical goods are imported in India. Agreed? XYZ company furnishes you following data and requests you to compute value of imported goods as per rule 7. Okay. Such goods ना इंडिया में कितने को बेचे जाते हैं? Such goods are sold in India at 2100. But Friends, can you take 2100 as assessable value directly? Obviously no, because 2100 includes GST also. It includes your profit margin also. It includes so many things. So what you will do, I will not go in depth of that, but what you will do is, from 2100 you will exclude GST, then you will exclude, yes, all other expenses. What you will get? You will get cost of imported goods plus custom duty plus SWS. Got it? Then you will exclude all the taxes. Taxes means customs duties, and you will get assessable value for levy of customs. कुछ नहीं, रिवर्स जाना है. You have to go reverse. Agreed all of you? केतकी समझ में आया? How you have to go reverse? Selling price of goods in India minus taxes in India on selling, that is GST. You will get selling price without GST. Then subtract all, first of all, profit margin, and subtract all value additions, costs in India. You will get assessable value plus customs duties. Now exclude customs duties and you will be left only with, yes, you will be left only with assessable value. Agreed all of you? Wonderful, wonderful. So that's the way to find it out. And finally, going to computed value. Okay. In computed value, what happens? In computed value, what happens? You are getting that अब क्या हुआ? What happened in deductive value? From importer's selling price, we were subtracting the value additions. In computed value, from the sellers, in the seller's cost, we add his profit margins and we compute what would have been seller's ideal selling price. Mind you, even if you remember one sentence, you will understand it. In deductive value, it is purchaser's ideal purchase price. In computed value, it is seller's ideal selling price. Agreed? ये एक sentence लिख के लेना कहीं पे. You write this sentence somewhere. Whole deductive and computed value will become simple for you. Computed value is ideal selling price for exporter. Ideal selling price for exporter is computed value, and ideal purchase price for importer is deductive value. श्रद्धा, गॉट इट? ये आपके लेवल पे पूछने के चांसेस बहुत कम है. वेरी लेस चांसेस ऑफ दे आस्किंग यू सच at executive level. Okay, but final level students, can I please repeat? No problem. Ketki ji, you have done international tax also. You know the concept of, you know, cost plus method, and you know the concept of, yes, resale price method. Bus on the same concept it goes. See Ketki, we are sitting in India and we want ideal import price, isn't it? So ideal import price we want. So when we are thinking from importers ideal purchase cost, we are talking about deductive value. And when we are thinking from exporters ideal selling price, we are talking about computed value. देखो केतकी जी, आपको एग्जाम्पल देख के भी समझ में आएगा. Looking at the examples also, you will be able to understand. I hope Ketki, it is clear. Yes. Check this question now. Check this question. Mr. X imported certain goods from related person Mr. Paul of US. It's from related person, na? So transaction value has been rejected. Rule 4 and 5 unfortunately were also found inapplicable. So now you have no option but to come to 7 and 8. But cost related data from Paul is available. So you are applying 8 before applying 7. Who is Paul? Exporter. So what you did is, exporters every cost you will add 2000, 1000, 400. You will add every cost of exporter. When you add every cost of exporter, you will get exporter's total cost. In exporter's total cost, you add exporter's profit. You will get exporter's selling price, which is nothing but FOB. In FOB, do adjustment of transport and insurance, you will get CIF, and that CIF itself will be your assessable value. Could you recollect, is my simple question to all of you. Wonderful, wonderful. 2 मिनट के लिए मिनिमाइज कर देता हूँ सब कुछ. I'll minimize. Only 2 things are pending in whole today's session. One is safeguard duty, second is anti-dumping duty. Okay, safeguard duty and anti-dumping duty. Only 2 things are pending. Before going to those, I'll ask you few questions. You try to answer. Then we'll take about 15 minutes break and then do those 2 remaining things. First question to you is, I'm importing goods, I'm not warehousing them. I'm importing goods, I'm not warehousing them. As on which date should I take rate of exchange? Please answer in the chat window. Yes, very good. As on date of presentation of bill of entry. ये क्या हो गया आपको कितकी जी? एक्स बॉन्ड कैसे आएगा? एक्स बॉन्ड इंटू बॉन्ड का इश्यू ही नहीं है. हैव आई वेयरहाउस्ड और हैव आई नॉट वेयरहाउस्ड? आई हैव नॉट वेयरहाउस्ड, सो एक्स बॉन्ड का सवाल ही नहीं है. डेट ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ बिल ऑफ एंट्री. Very good. Second question. I have imported goods. I have kept them in the warehouse. As on which date I will take rate of exchange? No केतकी जी. अरे केतकी जी क्या हो गया आपको? नो चैतन्य. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? रेट ऑफ एक्सचेंज. रेट ऑफ एक्सचेंज हमेशा एक ही डेट का होता है. देखो चैतन्य, बात बहुत सीधी है. पॉइंट इज वेरी सिंपल. लेट मी यूज डायग्राम. इफ यू आर गेटिंग कंफ्यूज्ड, मुझे थोड़ा डायग्राम निकालने दो. मुझे लगा ही था इसमें कुछ ना कुछ कंफ्यूजन होगा आपको, इसलिए मैंने पूछा वो आपसे. एक सिक्स सेंस आता है ना. चेक. सी व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. इज इट एक्सेप्टेबल टू यू? यू टेल मी. ये है यूके. यूके दिखा आपको? यूके से गुड्स आए इंडियन पोर्ट. इंडियन पोर्ट से वो क्लियर हो गए डायरेक्टली फॉर होम कंजम्पशन। ये दिखा आपको? हियर आई फाइल bill of entry as on this date. As on this date I should take rate of exchange. Agreed? Ketki agreed? चैतन्य एग्रीड? ये हो गई फर्स्ट केस। अब मैं आपको बताता हूं सेकंड केस। ये यूके है, यूके दिखा? यूके से गुड्स आए इंडियन पोर्ट, गुड्स आए इंडियन पोर्ट। फ्रॉम इंडियन पोर्ट they are cleared in warehouse. From warehouse they are cleared for home consumption. Did you see this? Now here I file into bond bill of entry. Yes, as on this date I should take rate of exchange. सही है? And when I clear the goods from warehouse I file kitki ex bond bill of entry for home consumption. As on this date I should take rate of duty. Now I hope it is clear. कुछ भी हो जाए रेट ऑफ एक्सचेंज लेना है एट टाइम ऑफ बिल ऑफ एंट्री। रेट ऑफ ड्यूटी में अलग है, इन रेट ऑफ ड्यूटी इट इज डिफरेंट। नाउ आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड। एंड in this juncture when to take what, as on what date to take rate of duty? In this first case as on which date to take rate of duty? You know two dates. Of that two dates whichever is later. Okay, filing of bill of entry or entry inwards of vessel, whichever is later. तो ये हो गया आपकी फर्स्ट केस when goods are directly cleared for home consumption. This is your second case where first goods are cleared to warehouse. I hope it is clear to all of you. Quickly let me know in the chat window. Yes, very good, very good. I thought so, कुछ ना कुछ डाउट होगा आपको. Good, wonderful. My second question to you is, if in case of transport by air charges are known, then how much will you take as transport cost? Actual or 20% of FOB, whichever is less? Yes or no? Wonderful. If insurance is not known, how much will you take? If insurance is not known, you will take 1.125% of what? Of FOB. Very good, Astha. Of FOB, yes, Ketki. If transport is not known, how much will you take? You will take 20% of FOB. Very good. In case of exports, as on which date will you take rate of exchange? In case of exports, as on which date will you take rate of exchange? As on date of presentation of shipping bill. Very good, Surbhi Sharma. As on date of presentation of shipping bill. In case of exports, as on which date will you take rate of duty? Yes, let go export order. Very good. Wonderful. Wonderful. So you have understood which commission you don't include. Which commission you don't include in FOB. As per 10.1, which commission you don't include in FOB? You don't include buying commission. Yes, you don't include buying commission. Did you understand? You don't include buying commission. Agreed till this point, all of you? Okay. What do you do with something called as other than buying commission or design charges? 10.1 adjustments. What do you do with 10.1 adjustments? 10.1 adjustments, yes, you include them as part of FOB. So you include them, yes, as part of FOB, I would say. So they form part of FOB. Agreed, all of you? I won't agree with add in FOB. I would say that they would form part of FOB. They will be added to get the FOB. Yes. Got Nastha? What I'm saying? I think you also know it, but just I want to say that it will be part of FOB. So your transport and insurance will depend on given FOB plus those additions. You can refer the questions, of course. Many questions are there here. Yes. Social welfare surcharge is always -% of dash. Even if not given, it is always 10% of Nishigandha, 10% of basic customs duty, not FOB. Yes. What was that question? Local agent commission forms part of 10.1. Whether yes or no? Yes, but it should be other than buying commission. It should be other than buying commission. Swati, clear? Then, how to calculate assessable value for levy of IGST? Assessable value for levy of IGST will be equal to assessable value plus basic custom duty plus SWS. Very good Anup, very good Astha. थोड़ा sequence यहाँ वहाँ हुआ Astha, but otherwise it's fine. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Swati is asking, so insurance, freight and local commission forms part of 10.1. Which insurance, freight? Swati ji, why you are so much confused? Insurance, freight is adjustment of 10.2, isn't it? So FOB plus 10.2 adjustment will give you CIF. I hope it's clear to you, Swati. वो format भी दिया है ना, I have given you format also ना. If you are confused, you can just refer to that format also. Insurance and freight. No, Swati, what is the confusion? I am not getting your confusion. Insurance freight of 10.2 should be added to the FOB to get CIF, isn't it? CIF we shall. अरे स्वाति, इतना confusion life में. One second. Swati ji, simple thing you are complicating unnecessarily. Check. Swati ji, FOB, in FOB, transport. Chalo Swati ji, I will show you one diagram. and which I had shown in the main batch also. I will show that diagram to you here. Diagram is very simple. ये यूएस है, यहाँ पे यूएस, यहाँ पे इंडिया है. कैन यू सी? इंडिया में पोर्ट है यहाँ पे. प्राइस हियर इज कॉल्ड एज CIF. प्राइस हियर इज कॉल्ड एज FOB. इन बिटवीन देर इज वाटर. एज्यूम देर इज वाटर. वाटर है या फिर कुछ भी. Goods are transported by air or water. I don't know, whichever means it is. Say it is water or it is plane. तो ये हो गई ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉस्ट. एग्रीड स्वाति? यहाँ पे आएगा इंश्योरेंस. दिस ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड इंश्योरेंस is adjustment of 10-2. Did you understand? This is adjustment of 10-2. We have to add this. You will get CIF. CIF is equal to assessable value. But only thing is, how to get this FOB? So any design charges or any amount incurred till the goods reach here, any amount incurred till the goods reach here, that should be added to get FOB. तो वो ट्रांसपोर्ट इंश्योरेंस यहाँ पे हुआ है. इफ ट्रांसपोर्ट इंश्योरेंस हैज ऑकर्ड बिफोर गुड्स रीच US port, then of course they will form part of FOB. But chances are very less of such adjustment. I hope, Swati, it is clear to you now. This is most common transport and insurance, which is adjustment of 10-2. Understood? Okay, very good. So now friends, I hope all things are clear to you, whatever we discussed till now. You have two options. Take break of 15 minutes, then come for 15 minutes, or do 15 minutes now and end the session. Option is yours. Continue. Sahana is saying continue. Hardly what is pending is what? Safeguard duty and anti-dumping duty. Let's continue. Yes. Safeguard duty and anti-dumping duty. Bas, itna hi pending hai. Only that much is pending. Then we can end the session. Check. What is anti-dumping duty? Or first, let's do safeguard duty. What is safeguard duty? Okay. Unnecessarily, goods are imported from certain country. What happens because of that? Indian manufacturer will be in trouble. So he should be given a safety. He should be given assurance that his market will not be hampered because of imports. Yes. So to stop this unnecessary imports, government will levy or may levy safeguard duty. Literally they are guarding the Indian manufacturer of these commodities. So they will increase the prices. Indian government will increase the prices of import. How they can increase the prices of imports? By increasing the duty. Along with basic custom duty, they will charge safeguard duty also. So when safeguard duty is charged, there will be basic custom duty, SWS, safeguard duty, IGST. All things. Okay, so check. At which point you should charge safeguard duty? Immediately after, yes, after SWS, you will charge safeguard duty. Okay, which in this example was 30% of assessable value. And then you will get assessable value for IGST. In short, when you get assessable value for IGST, that should be including BCD, SWS and safeguard duty. It should be inclusive of all. Remember that point. Okay, so soon they will ask you in, acha, Ketki is asking after saying, okay, she is saying after SWS and before IGST. Yes, in short, I will say that safeguard duty is based on assessable value and it should form part of that value for levy of IGST. Just keep that in mind. So soon they will ask you question where safeguard duty will be applicable and they will ask you to compute total cost of imported goods. So be careful and observe this calculation. And then, yes, so such questions I have covered here. This point is very critical. Applicability of safeguard duty. Okay, there could be a question that in which situation safeguard duty will be applicable, or will it be applicable or not applicable in given circumstances. So what you have to do, you have to understand that if imports, see, read this, when it is imposed, if imports of such article from developing country does not exceed 3% of imports of that article in India, then it is not applicable. In short, if import is exceeding 3% from particular developing country, then it is applicable. Up to 3% of total value of imports, government says it's not the headache, it's a negligible amount. वो substantial amount कब बन जाती है? When it becomes substantial amount, when that import percentage exceeds 3%. So the duty cannot be imposed under following circumstances: if imports of such article from developing country does not exceed 3%, okay, and where article is originating from more than one developing countries, each with less than 3%. So each country as such is not imposing threat, but all these developing countries together are imposing threat because import exceeds 9% in total. That is the problem. So this one question we have covered here. In that question, total import was 2,500 crores. Import from one of the developing countries company was 70 crores. Now if you do 70 upon 2,500 and find out in percentage terms, it is 2.8. Check. It is 2.8. So 2.8 means not exceeding 3. So don't charge anti-dumping duty. Don't charge safeguard duty. 82 you will have to charge because it is exceeding 3. 52 don't charge. 50 out of 2,500 don't charge. Now don't charge is the solution in 3 cases. Sum total in these 3 cases is how much? Is only 6.88. It is not exceeding 9. So don't charge in any of the case. If here it was exceeding 9, then charge in all the 3 cases. Agreed? So that solution is being given here. Okay, so please understand this, how you have to deal with this. So not yet asked by any of the institutes, but you know that they may ask you such issue. Then comes one issue that is of anti-dumping duty. Okay, institute has asked in past anti-dumping duty. Okay, what is dumping? Dumping is, selling at an excessively less price. This exporter in his country is selling for 100 rupees, but in India he is selling for 40 rupees. So what is he doing? He is dumping in India because he is selling at excessively low price. So 60 in our example becomes dumping margin. So government says we need to stop this dumping. How we will stop this dumping? We will charge a duty against dumping, so that will increase the price of imported goods. Isn't it? You must have seen, Chaitanya, that cost of imported goods is always accessible value plus basic custom duty plus SWS plus all other duties plus IGST. So to the extent of all duties, price goes up. Yes, if price goes up, importer may cancel his plan of importing, and that's what government wants. If he cancels plan of importing, then Indian manufacturer will get his place, will get customers, right? So actually dumping is a wrong practice done by foreign countries, to which India is giving the answer by charging anti-dumping duty. That's why the word anti means against, right? Against dumping, anti-dumping. So see illustration 4 on page 4. So in this anti-dumping duty, you have to strictly follow what government says in the notification. So see this Ganga Limited's question. Ganga Limited, Indian company located at Jaipur, imported into India certain commodities in July 18 from a country which is covered by this notification. CIF value of consignment is $35,000. Quantity imported is 700 kgs. Exchange rate applicable is 62. Basic custom duty is 20%. Okay. As per notification, anti-dumping duty leviable will be 75% of difference. Okay, so you have to always, whenever given that anti-dumping duty is there, you have to calculate it according to the notification. Agreed? There is no fixed formula for that. You have to calculate according to notification. So what is notification saying? Anti-dumping duty leviable will be 75% of difference between cost of commodity at $80 per kg and landed value of commodity. Now friends, in foreign market, indirectly in foreign market, it is sold at $80 per kg. So $80 per kg into 700 kgs. So can you tell me what is its foreign market price? 700 into 80, $56,000. But if you multiply by 62, you will get in rupees. How much in rupees? Yes, 34,72,000. But friends, in India, it is being sold at $35,000 into 62. What is 35,000 into 62? 21,70,000. But fortunately for Indian importer, cost will be not 2170. It will be 2170 plus 20%. What is 21,70,000 plus 20%? So in short, friends, yes, check. And 43,400 will be the SWS. So for Indian importer, price will be 26,47,400. But in foreign, its price is 34,72,000. See the difference. 6,18,450 is difference. If government wanted, they could have charged this as duty, anti-dumping. But government is saying we don't want that. We want to charge, in this example, 75% of this. So 75% of this. So basically 3472 minus 26,47,400. Of that, sorry, 75% figure itself is 6,18,450. Actual difference was this. Actual difference was 8,24,600, but they want to charge only 75% of that as anti-dumping duty. Agreed? Now very important thing I think you should understand here is what is cost of landed value, means sorry, what is landed value of goods. So landed value of goods is what? Landed value of goods means assessable value plus basic custom duty plus SWS. That is landed value for anti-dumping duty notifications. Agreed? Yes. So did you all understand what all we discussed? Any doubt, please let me know. If Darshan, they would have said anti-dumping duty here is equal to difference between landed value and cost as per notification, then directly your answer would have been 8,24,600. Got it? Wonderful. So I hope that you have understood all the things discussed in today's session, and really it would be my wish, it would be my sincere, what I would say, request, that whichever point you would have found tricky, you would still need, if you still feel that you need to go in depth of that, all the sums are given to you along with solutions. So please do that and do get all your doubts clarified from me. Yes. Tomorrow's session will be on two things. Very critical session for all levels. CA Inter, CA Final, CS Executive, CS Professional, CMA Inter, CMA Final. Important for all of you, that is scope of supply. Means whole section 7 of CGST Act and section 11 exemptions. So all important exemptions will put at one place and try to learn them. Correct, friends? Shall we close today's session? Yes, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Today, leaving you with full 1 hour discount. Use next 1 hour for going in depth of these concepts. Take 1-2 questions. Try solving yourself. Randomly, any questions you take, try solving yourself. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys.